Hello, my friend, and welcome to the Season Femmepreneur Workshop. I am so overjoyed to have you here, and I'm honored to walk this path with you. This is going to be a fantastic adventure for you, and in this video, this welcome video, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the seasoned approach and how the program works. We're also going to cover what it means to me to take a feminist approach to business and entrepreneurship. And I'm also going to share just a few tips that I think will be really valuable for you as you begin to work on bringing your dream business to life or on bringing that next big chapter to your existing business forth. So you might want to grab a pen and a piece of paper and come on back and let's begin. So first and foremost, on the seasonal approach, why is this important? And first and foremost, I believe that entrepreneurship is a rhythmic, circular journey. We're living in a highly masculine world where the linear and the left brain is valued to the point where studies show that we're actually not using our right brain nearly as much as they think we did for a long time. And so I really believe that not only as individuals and as women, especially, or as feminist males or other genders, do we resonate more with a more feminist, intuitive, and connected approach. But I also think that our economy and the world is actually really in need of this change. And no doubt you feel the same way, and that's why you're here. Um, for me, working with change makers and conscious entrepreneurs is so much about working with people who are involved in the process of reconnection to nature, reconnection to our inner selves, reconnection to each other. This, for me, is at the center of changing the story of separation, which keeps a lot of our systems failing and a lot of our businesses failing, frankly. And so this approach came through my own deep, deep love of the seasons and nature and my own experience as 13, 14 years now as an entrepreneur. So just a little bit about my background. At a little Buddhist college in the foothills of the Rockies called Naropa many years ago, I studied 5-element Chinese medicine with a teacher who's just very dear to me. And the system was just one of the most exquisite, just gorgeous and wise ways of looking at the seasons. The 5-element approach is based in ancient Chinese medicine, and it was brought here in the 60s and 70s with a lot of the Eastern philosophers and spiritual leaders and Eastern medical practitioners who were coming over to escape Tibet, China, several places then. And the reason I mention it is because most of us in the West think of 4 seasons, and in the East there's this 5th season, and it's called late summer. And it's really all about the harvest, and it's all about stability and security and fulfilling our needs and fulfilling each other's needs and empathy and groundedness in that empathy. And I just love that, and it's a beautiful system. So open your heart to that if you're not familiar with it, but also know that you're going to find things that you can take from this, things that don't maybe work for you at this time but might later. And all in all, I think these ideas are pretty universal no matter where you come from. The seasons are what they are, right? I just like to mention that that's my tradition and that's the basis for this program. Okay. So that's one part of my background. The other I just wanted to share is that I'm a North Country girl, and I'm from New England, where the seasons are very pronounced, for better or worse. So I just grew up so incredibly connected to the way that they were changing and feeling my way through them, and just the absolute beauty of that. And my ancestors are from the highlands of Scotland and the British Isles and France, and also were people who lived very much in touch with very clearly defined seasons. So I feel like it's just all come forth in my life, this program for you, from a place of connectedness and ancestry and deep, deep respect for traditions that are not my personal ancestry. I just like to acknowledge that, both, like I said, the Far East, but also elements of indigenous earth-based belief systems. So, you wouldn't think, it's not very common that you see nature connection or nature wisdom being played out in business. But, as a nature lover yourself, you know that when you're out there, all the lessons are there for you. They're always there. And you can apply them to any part of your life, your business, sure, how you eat, how you, maybe choose to exercise, how you parent, how you are in relationship with others. I'm just incredibly excited to bring it into the sphere of vocation and entrepreneurship because I think it's just so restorative. So each season includes a mindset video with a companion worksheet that has journal prompts. It includes videos for the business development exercises that we'll be working on in that season and the exercises themselves. That also includes 2 sessions with me. And once those 2 sessions are complete, I will release the next season to you. So I know that we will have talked a little bit in our other communications about setting up sessions, but I do recommend to you to set aside that time every week where you're having a session with me, try to get them on the schedule ahead of time. And I also recommend you to try to carve out that non-negotiable time each week that is the setup time to work on this program and work through the exercises and really honor your investment in that way, and say, yeah, this is just like the time that I'm going to work on my dream. It can be incredibly helpful. So that being said, please let me know via an email or the Voxer app if you have any questions ever at this point or later on about how this program works or anything else. If you haven't downloaded the Voxer app yet, go ahead and download it. It's free, it's easy. Find me there, Amanda V. Young, and we'll be connected and we can chit chat and all that good stuff. That's an amazing part of this program. I highly recommend you to use it as much as you need to. I'm available there Monday through Friday. So the feminist approach. I believe ultimately that feminism is a balance between the masculine and the feminine, and that there's a huge amount of space in between the two as well. Feminism is inclusive, it's connective, it's intuitive, and it comes from a spirit of equity. And so as we embark on this adventure together, we're going to take the feminist perspective. We're going to lean really into the reconnective, the renewal, the renewing, and just that which is like so much more from the heart space and not from the like pushing, sort of masculine aggressive side. That being said, again, balance is the key. And so there is this intrinsic bounce between the masculine and the feminine in business, between decisiveness and flexibility, between giving and receiving. And we're going to be exploring that a lot throughout the program in very different ways because, of course, in seasonality, it shows up so beautifully and so instructively. But what I can say is that really what the feminist approach is at the core to me is really about alignment over achievement. And I'm going to be sharing a video with you soon that will give you some really amazing steps to getting into alignment on a regular basis that will really help you to move forward with more ease and joy than sometimes that more masculine approach allows for. So for now, I'd like to shift gears, give you those 4 tips that are, for me, just really cornerstones, and from there we shall set sail. So grab your pen and paper again, and here we go. Okay, so the first tip that I want to share with you today is about visualization. I want to recommend to you every single day during this program and beyond to take a few moments and visualize the future that you dream of. Just what does it look like? What does it feel like? Who are you with? What are you saying? What are you wearing? What are you doing? Just spend some time with your eyes closed seeing it. Spend some time seeing not only what's going really well, but when you start to see those challenges rise up, see yourself working through them. This is a really unique tip. We're often taught about visualization from the sense of like, see it all beautiful and sunny, and I do recommend that. It's incredible. The mind, the thoughts, they become our reality. Give yourself the gift of planting that seed of what you want to come to pass in your life every day through meditative visualization. The greats have all done this. They all speak wonders about it, and it's worked wonders in my own life. And again, visualize yourself moving through and around obstacles and challenges just as much. That will be very empowering for you. Okay. The second tip I have for you is to celebrate the wins every single day. It is so easy when we are engaged in, chasing the dream to forget to actually live the dream. We can start living it right now. And in fact, the more that we do, the more it will come true. It's a self-fulfilling sort of practice. So, I used to leave work and get in the car to go get my son every day. And the whole car ride, just think about what I didn't do, about the education I didn't have, the people I didn't know, the things I did wrong, the things I didn't get to, how much more there is to do. It was killing me. And I finally started celebrating the wins more in general. And I came up with this practice where when I leave here and I go and I get in the car, the entire way from here to picking him up, I celebrate the wins from the day. Sometimes they're big wins, sometimes they're tiny. If I start running out, I make myself search for more wins until I drive up and I turn that car off. And let me tell you, it's amazing the energy that I can bring then to my evening. I can give myself permission to say, today was today. These were amazing things that happened, that I accomplished, that I experienced, that I did, that I'm grateful for. And tomorrow is another day. So whatever way makes sense for you, it may look completely different. Find a way every day to celebrate the wins. Acknowledge, what you've accomplished. Even if it was like, I sent an email. Amazing. I sent an email. Win. It's truly a game changer. So the third tip I have for you today is when those fearful thoughts come in, when the doubt and the shame and the worry and the I'm not good enough and the things that happen to every entrepreneur, and especially women and especially people of other genders, people who have been marginalized, people who have never been allowed to freaking succeed on a deep level, who've been allowed to show up in this way. It's revolutionary, and it takes a lot out of us at times. So when you feel all those kind of heavier negative emotions, this very simple tool has helped me countless times. I want to share it with you, which is that you need to reconnect with the energy of your heart. The energy of our hearts is so much more expansive, more feminine, more caring. The energy of the mind is very pushing, it's very doing, it's very judgmental, and it's where our neuroses shows up, frankly. So in order to quickly and beautifully reconnect with the energy of your heart, take a deep breath, place both hands over your heart, and then ask yourself one of two questions. Either ask yourself, what do I most need to hear right now? What do I most need to hear right now? And who you're asking is the most benevolent, loving, motherly spirit inside of your own heart. So this is not going to be a punitive answer. This is not going to be a you should answer. You're going to hear something just so encouraging. So, what do I most need to hear right now? The other question that you can ask in these moments of overwhelm is, what is my next best step? What is my next best step? Because there's really just one more step that you need to focus on, and then one more, and then one more, and then one more. So, put your hand on your heart. Whichever question comes to mind first is maybe the one that's going to serve you best at that moment. Trust it, and I can tell you, you will get some insight that will help ground you down again into positivity, into self love, and into productivity. So, the last tip or rule, which is ironic because it is this: there are no rules. There are no rules in entrepreneurship. There's no rules about online marketing, about your brand identity, about how to build the right offering, how to, build your tribe, so to speak, or your audience. There just are no rules. And there's a lot out there screaming at you that there are rules. But trust me when I tell you that the only thing that you need to really focus on is alignment with who you are, who you truly are, and what you feel called to bring forth and what you feel called to achieve. So we're going to be, again, exploring that a lot, but I just want you to keep it in your mind. Even as I teach you all these things, know that, again, some of it's going to really resonate. The rest you can leave, come back to later or never, but you're your own star and you have your own answers within. And that is the best advice I can probably ever give you as a fellow entrepreneur and a friend and a colleague. So, on that note, I will let you go. I've been talking for a while. I thank you for your patience, and we will be together again very soon. Best of luck with getting started. And again, I honor you, I bow to you, and I celebrate you for your change making work.